Drivers, start your engines!
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to race number 3 here at Las Vegas of the NCGMRS Discount Tire Series. We are just moments away from the start of this exciting race. It'll be 41 laps of racing here at this high-speed racetrack. We got a few drivers up at the front of the field for the start of this race that really need good runs in order to get better positions in the point standings. On the pole for today's race is going to be the Toyota of Daniel Schwab, and to the outside is going to be Kenny McCrury. Pichu London will line up in third alongside Anthony McCrury on the outside in fourth. In fifth, we got Brandon Gonzalez, and then we got Callum Wales. He's actually the first guy in the top 12 in the standings that peeks into this field at the front, starting off there in the 6th position. Let's give you a look at the rest of the starting lineup, brought to you by Coca-Cola. On the front row, as mentioned, Daniel Schwab, Kenny McCrury, Pichu London, and Anthony McCrury there in row 2, and Brandon Gonzalez alongside Callum Wales in row 3. In row 4, we find the Richards, once again in the same row as they were last time. It seems very interesting, but Jack Richards, Matt Richards on the left, then Zack, Hamlin, Jeff Ehlers, Tim Walsh, and Christian James in the top 12 there. In row 7, we find Jake Cole. He's in the top 12 in the standings. Darnell Jones starting alongside him. Sean Galligan, Ryan Duke in row 8. In row 9, Adam Chambers and Corey Williams. In row 10, we're going to find Joseph Bryant alongside Alex Dan. Bryant looking for his first finish of the year. Ryan Acosta alongside Matthew Farr in row 11. In row 12, holds Jacob Lawler and Dougie Shears. Lawler went to victory lane last week. In row 13, we find Josh Perry alongside Bill James. Then Ken Johnson and Tim Fiegel in row 14. Justin Perry, our points leader, will line up along Diego Spina in row 15. Row 16, we got Josh Johnson alongside Luke Walker. Row 17 with John Dillon and Jamie Muckley. And then in row 18, Stephen Gonzalez and Ty Naughton. And the final rows are filled up. Row 19, Robert Bann and Garrett Hay. Row 20, Charles Jackson and Justin Johnson, Rush family teammates, and Jake Johnson, Max Reynolds complete the rest of the field. Okay, so that's the starting lineup. We are just mere moments away from getting the Las Vegas 400 underway. The command to fire engines has been given already. Just taking a look at some of the top contenders that we've had here during the course of this season so far. Our points leader, Justin Perry in the 24, starting way back in 29th. Jacob Lawler, who took the win last week in the UA Daimler Chrysler 400 at Rockingham, he'll start off in 23rd. And the guy who went to victory lane in the Daytona 500, Jake Johnson in the 29th, starting all the way back on the inside of the final row in 41st. So if those drivers are going to continue on with their dominance and whatnot, they're going to have to really get going here. So we may have another winner go to victory lane here today. Could be Daniel Schwab, it could be Kenny McCurry, it could be somebody way at the back. You know, I was really impressed last week with the driver of the number 46, Jamie Muckley. This guy started off in 38th position, ended up finishing up, I believe it was in the 12th spot. That is 26 positions he picked up that whole race. And that was an incredible job of working his way through the field, missing the wrecks, and a great finish for the 46 car, and we'll see if maybe he can do that again here today, as he's going to be starting off near the middle of the pack back there, as you saw in the starting lineup. So the McCurry's up high, Kenny and Anthony, but down low we got Daniel Schwab and Pichu London. Toyotas do really well in qualifying, 3 of them in the top 5 again here this weekend. 41 laps of racing here at Las Vegas. The Las Vegas 400 is green. Daniel Schwab out in front. Pichu London now going to try and slide by for third. Look at Brandon Gonzalez 3 wide back there. Oh, things mighty bunched up back there. Mighty tight off that corner. It looks like they all made it through. But now, Daniel Schwab has a rear deck lid full of Pichu London in the Fastenal Ford Fusion. He will be driving for Subway next week. Whoa! Nearly got into Daniel Schwab as he tries to close in. Still on the Napa Toyota. Caution is waving. Caution's out. Steven Gonzalez has gotten a piece of it. Corey Williams as well. Oh, and Anthony McCrury, who started off in 4th, gets the big part of that wreck. The Geico Toyota heavily damaged. And boy, this season has not started out well for the driver for Germain Racing. Let's see what happened. Now watch carefully right here. With 34 is going to give a little bit of contact right there to the 27 of Matt Richards. Jeff Ehlers just a little into Matt Richards. And just up into Anthony McCrury. Nothing that Anthony could do. Nothing that really anybody could do. They were 4 wide there in that turn, just beating and banging. Kenny McCrury got a piece of the wall there as well. Matt Richards got a little contact from that. And then we ended up seeing some others getting involved here. And let's see who they were. Chambers, second in the standings, just gets by. Wow. That was close right there. But Matthew Farr is going to get by. I thought that I saw some damage to the Steven Gonzalez machine. That may have been an earlier incident with the 78. Let's go and take a look, see if we can find out what happened to the 78 of Steven Gonzalez, as it looks like everybody gets by Anthony McCrury's spin here. Oh yeah, there was a wreck back here that we never even saw. Caution, I don't think even flew for it. Ryan Juke into Darnell Jones and down into Sean Galligan. Galligan gets a piece of the wall there. Getting a piece of it right there is the 7 car of Alex Ban. Look at Jacob Lawler trying to make his way through all that. Oh, there's where Corey Williams gets his contact. He goes up into the wall. Couldn't tell who he went up into the wall with. Looks like maybe Dougie Shears. It was indeed. And then you're going to see back here the 78 car of Steven Gonzalez. There he is. Gets turned. He's trying to hang on, trying to hang on, trying to hang on. And he does indeed get a piece of the inside safer barrier. But that's why we're under caution. Really couldn't tell of who got what damage, though, because it was a lot of smoke back there and really a lot of cars closed up behind each other. But I know that Sean Galligan got turned. I know Dougie Shears got a little piece of that as well. And Corey Williams. So we will get ready to go back under green on lap 6 of 41. Only 1 car retiring from the race as a result of those 2 wrecks, and that is the 13 of Anthony McCrury. Here's the way they'll line up for the restart. Daniel Schwab leads. Pichu London is second. Brandon Gonzalez is up to third. Fourth is Jack Richards. And Zack Hamlin is in fifth. Jeff Ehlers, who really has kind of formed a little bit of a rivalry with Adam Chambers due to the contact we saw last week at Rockingham. He'll be in sixth. Seventh is Tim Walsh. 8th right now is Callum Wales. Christian Janes in 9th, and Joseph Bryant is in 10th. Bryant has had 2 straight DNFs, looking to maybe at least just finish a race here today. Jake Cole, he runs in 11th. Adam Chambers, second in the standings, runs in 12th. Matthew Farr is in 13th, and 14th is Josh Perry, and 15th is last week's winner, Jacob Lawler. Tim Fiegel, who took a wild barrel roll last week, he'll restart in 16th. 17th is John Dillon. Luke Walker 18th. 19th is Ryan Acosta and Ty Naughton in 20th. 21st is Justin Johnson. In 22nd, Robert Band. 23rd right now is Bill James. 24th is Jake Johnson, and then Garrett Hay 25th. Try and go back through the top 30 here. Josh Johnson in 26th. 27th is Max Reynolds. Charles Jackson in 28th. 29th is Jamie Muckley, and in 30th is Diego Ospina. We go back to green. Daniel Schwab all by himself now. Good battle going on here for third between Jack Richards and Brandon Gonzalez. Oh, Jeff Ehlers there, 3 wide back behind there. Ehlers in the middle, Tim Walsh down low. Zack Hamlin caught up on the high side. Oh, Callum Wales gets Tim Walsh loose off that corner. And here comes Jake Cole. This is a battle between 3 drivers who are in the top 12 in standings. Callum Wales came in 7th in the standings. Jake Cole came in 10th in the standings. And Tim Walsh came in 12th in the standings. Caution is out. And it looks like it's out once again for Steven Gonzalez. But I think Kenny McCrury's got damage as well to his race car. But I believe the reason we're under the caution flag is for the Steven Gonzalez machine. But let's see what happened. All these cars were damaged in one way or another, so that's why they were at the back of the pack. And right here, you see Steven Gonzalez, he's just going to get loose, slide up the racetrack right here. He's going to make just a teeny little bit there of contact with the 27 of Matt Richards. Then gets a little bit of contact as well with Kenny McCrury. Now, that actually they're able to save, but then it looks like it's going to continue up here into turn 4, right about here. Yeah, Steve Gonzalez kind of just squeezes Kenny McCrury up into the wall. Corey Williams gets yet another piece of a wreck there in the 88. And Steven Gonzalez then is just going to go for pretty much a solo car spin as everybody gets around his Furniture Row Chevrolet. And that's why we're under the caution for the second time today here in the Las Vegas 400. Alright, so we're back to going under the restart once again. We were just under a restart, but caution came out there. And so we are going to go back to green on lap 12. Of 41. Let's try and go as far through the field, show you who's running where once again. Daniel Schwab leads, Pichu London second. Jack Richards is now up to third. He passed Brandon Gonzalez and slipped Gonzalez back to fourth. Fifth now is Callum Wales. Jake Cole is in sixth. Seventh is Tim Walsh. Eighth right now is Jeff Ehlers. Ninth is Christian James, and Zack Hamlin is 10th. And 11th is Adam Chambers. He and the 34 getting awfully close to each other now. I'm wondering what's going to happen during the course of this race if they get side by side. Jacob Lawler is 12th. Matthew Farr in 13th. 14th is Josh Perry. And Joseph Bryant is in 15th. Let's take a look and see where our points leader, Justin Perry, is running. He's back in the 31st position. How about Ryan Juke, who comes in third in the standings? We know where Adam Chambers is running. Ryan Juke is all the way back in 36th position. Matt Richards, we saw getting some contact before, the 27 car. He is back right there in 38th, and the rest of the top 5 in the standings is completed out with Christian James in the 60, and he is currently running in 9th. So we'll go back under green flag racing once again. Daniel Schwab, it's been all him. Pichu London now going to try to put a move. Look at Roush Fenway Racing, 2 and 3 right now. With Jack Richards now going to battle down to the inside and try and take that second position away from teammate Pichu London. And now he's got thoughts about the lead. Did you see the run the 17 car got through there? Wow. Jack Richards going to challenge for the lead now, as he's got that inside line. Scraping the wall there just a little bit was the Napa Toyota of Daniel Schwab, and now new leader Jack Richards. Pichu London now suddenly going to try to contest for that lead position as he puts his car down to the inside, but the caution is out once again. This time I believe, Jamie Muckley. Robert Bann is involved. Oh, there's Josh Perry, our points leader. The points leader again this week caught up. Kenny McCrury involved. Bill James got a piece of it as well. And the caution is out. Leader is going to be Jack Richards. Let's see what happened. Our points leader for the second straight week. Last week it was Jake Johnson. This week it's Justin Perry. Let's see what happened. Now the caution was already out here for a solo car spin with Ken Johnson. But right here, Robert Bann gets into Bill James, and Josh Johnson gets into Robert Bann. It sends the two of them, the 22 and the 14, into a spin. Now here's what the problem is. They're going to come back up the racetrack, and that's what's going to be problems for some of these drivers. Look at Jamie Muckley, gets a piece of it right there. Oh, Diego Spina into the back of Jamie Muckley, and Muckley went for a wild ride. We'll watch that in just a moment. Oh, there's where Justin Perry got his contact. Nailed Robert Bann. Dougie Shears got a piece of it as well. There's Muckley up and into the catch fence. Oh, man. Heavy contact here. Kenny McCrury, I think, just nailed Robert Bann. Look at the 24 car. Oh, Darnell Jones got a piece of it right there as well, as he made contact with, looks like, Diego Ospina. And there's our points leader, Justin Perry. That car is wrecked. And it's not a good Las Vegas for our points leader. Will he leave the points leader now is the question. That is very much in doubt. So we'll get ready to go back under green flag racing on lap number 17 of 41. Several drivers retiring as a result of this big wreck, including Jamie Muckley, Diego Ospina. Also our points leader coming into this race, Justin Perry. Kenny McCrury is out. Robert Bann is out as well. So I don't think anybody was really expecting something like this to happen, but it did. Justin Perry out of the race. And you know, I don't know if it's really something that happens every time, but from my perspective, it seems like you got a big target on your back when you come in as the points leader. I mean, just observe. Daytona 500, Jake Johnson wins it. Move over to the Rockingham race, Jake Johnson's caught up in the very first wreck of that race. So then Justin Perry leaves Rockingham with the points lead. This race, Justin Perry is taken out in a wreck. So it almost seems like you don't want to be the points leader here. But it's Roush Fenway racing out in front, Jack Richards and Pichu London to get us back underway on lap 17. Daniel Schwab's still been very much in this. He's there in third, our pole sitter. Jake Cole still there in the top 4 in that number 71. He could be a contender when all is said and done. He comes into this race 10th in the standings. But Roush Fenway Racing trying to look for a 1-2 finish with Jack Richards and Pichu London, and we are clean and green this lap, so we're going to hopefully get a nice little green flag run. Back there, some cars still battling for position. Tim Walsh and Callum Wales. Those are 2 drivers who come in the top 12 in standings. Seems like Ford doing very well here, because running there in 4th is Jake Cole in the 71, and that's a Ford out of TRG Motorsports, so very possible that Ford Racing could get a win here today. Now a battle is on for 2nd. Going on behind Jack Richards, Daniel Schwab down to the inside. He has forged a hold at the inside of Pichu London, and he'll try and get his way back up to the front. Jake Cole down there on that inside line now. Whoa! Jake Cole having to bail out of the throttle just a little, not to make sure he doesn't turn the Napa Toyota. And that looks like that may put him into the clutches of the Brandon Gonzalez machine, who's trying to hold off Tim Walsh for the 5th spot. It is still Jack Richards with the lead as we are still under green flag conditions. And look at this, 3 wide further back. Brandon Gonzalez down to the inside. Pichu London, who was 2nd a while back, now suddenly getting shuffled out of the grooves here. Oh, Jake Cole into the wall! Oh, no! Tim Walsh is flipping. Oh, man. Walsh involved. Zack Hamlin just ahead of him was involved. Jack Richards leads under caution. Pichu London's gotten some of it. Jake Cole, of course, we saw those 2 in the wall. Oh, man. Some top contenders taken out here in a wreck on lap 20. Jack Richards leads. Let's see what happened. Alright, here it is. Right there. Jake Cole just kind of... I don't know if they were caught together or what, but they both went up the racetrack right there nonetheless, and Tim Walsh is going to get a piece of it right there. If I'm not mistaken, he gets flipped over here by the Zack Hamlin machine right there. I don't know if that car flips or not. Yes, it does. Tim Walsh does indeed flip. Look at Matthew Farr just making his way by in the Golden Corral Chevrolet. For the most part, it looks like that was a 4-car incident with Jake Cole, Pichu London, Tim Walsh, and Zack Hamlin. I think everybody else was able to make it by because that wreck really happened down near the apron. So that's a good thing as far as not catching up more cars. But tough break for a guy right there, Tim Walsh, who comes in 12th in the standings. This is not going to help his day. Neither will it help Jake Cole, who came in 10th in the standings. So we have the signal that there will be 2 laps before we will go back under green. The lights are still on atop the pace car, but I want to take a moment to talk about a guy who may leave as the points leader, and that would be the guy who's running actually in the 5th position now, and that's Adam Chambers. Came in 2nd in the standings, 41 points back behind Justin Perry. Of course, we know that Perry has retired from today's race, and so Chambers has a good chance to be able to leave as the points leader if he keeps up his run here in the Red Bull Toyota. Well, Jack Richards, he's in line here to possibly pick up his first win of the season. And, you know, he's had some pretty hard luck come his way, especially thinking back to last week at Rockingham. He was actually running up around the very tail end of the top 10. I think he was running in the 10th position at the time. And he and Tim Walsh, remember, got together in the closing stages of the race. And so Jack Richards ended up finishing not so well. So Jack Richards really obviously does have a good race car. He does know exactly what he's got to do in order to win a race, but he just hasn't had the chips fall in his favor. And so the 17 out in front here, and he'll have to try and hold off Daniel Schwab, who started at the front of the field, has slipped to the back just a little bit. He slipped back, I think, as far as 5th position, but now has worked his way back up into the 2nd spot. We're going to get ready to go back under green now. As you see, the lights are out atop the pace car. Let's look through the field, see who's running where. Jack Richards leads, Daniel Schwab is 2nd. 3rd is Callum Wales, 4th Brandon Gonzalez, and 5th is Adam Chambers. Christian James runs 16th. You see Tim Walsh there. He is 1 lap down now. He has returned to the racetrack, though. Josh Perry runs in 7th. 8th is Luke Walker. 9th is Jeff Ehlers, and in 10th is Matthew Farr. Ty Naughton runs in 11th. John Dillon 12th. 13th is Charles Jackson. Jake Johnson runs up in 14th. 15th is Jacob Lawler. In 16th is Garrett Hayes. 17th is Tim Fiegel. Joseph Bryant 18th. 19th is Josh Johnson. And Max Reynolds runs in 20th. Then it's going to be Justin Johnson 21st, Alex Band 22nd, Ryan Acosta 23rd, Darnell Jones 24th, 25th is Dougie Shears, Matt Richards is 26th, 27th is Sean Galligan, Bill James in 28th, 29th is Corey Williams, 30th position is Steven Gonzalez, Ryan Juke all the way back in 31st, he comes in 3rd in the standings, he's got to really get moving up through the field here. Jake Cole is 32nd, Pichu London 33rd, 34th is Ken Johnson, 35th is Zack Hamlin, 1 lap down in 36th. Is Tim Walsh. Those are the rest of the cars on the racetrack. The rest of the drivers have retired from the race, including the guy who came in as the points leader today, Justin Perry. Green flag back out on lap 25 of 41. Good restart by Jack Richards. Oh, everybody trying to get their way around the slower car of Tim Walsh. Man, he was at least 30 miles an hour slower than the rest of these cars. Callum Wales suddenly starting to show himself here into the top 3. Caterpillar Chevrolet may have something to say about this before all is said and done. Right now, we've got a Ford, a Toyota, and a Chevy battling it out for the win here at Las Vegas. Schwab gets a run to the inside of Jack Richards finally, and here comes Callum Wales to try and fill in the gap, to try and take 2nd if Daniel Schwab can get by, but Jack Richards hanging really tough there on that outside line. Look at Callum Wales trying to get to the inside, and he moves Daniel Schwab out of the way. He literally tapped the 56, and he's going to try and forge a hole to the inside here. Can he get inside of Daniel Schwab? He's looking, he's trying, he's clawing, he's scratching, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. No caution, even though there was smoke on the backstretch. Don't know who for certain that was, as this battle rages on. Oh, it was John Dillon, and Dillon is smoking and on pit road. But no caution for the spinning 38. That is rather unusual. Here's Callum Wales to the inside now of Daniel Schwab. Callum Wales will take the lead now as he'll hit the stripe first. Callum Wales is the new leader. Wales comes in 7th in the standings. This is a great momentum run for the Richard Childress entry number 31. Brandon Gonzalez suddenly coming in here, and look at Christian James in that 60 car. He comes in 5th in the standings. He's running 4th right now as he's actually battling for 4th with Jack Richards. Richards has suddenly fallen off here. He's all the way back here now in the 7th position officially now. And how about this guy? Charles Jackson, 2 straight DNFs, and he's now running in the 7th position. This is a good job by the UPS Ford, and really it seems like Roush Fenway Racing brought some good cars here. We've seen Jack Richards up at the front, Pichu London was up at the front, and now Charles Jackson doing very well in his Roush Fenway Racing entry. But it's all going on behind the Callum Wales machine. We're still trying to get an update, find out what happened to John Dillon. If the caution does not come out, we will go back before we show you the finishing results to see what indeed happened to John Dillon, who was actually running very well. He was in the top 20. Callum Wales, though, he's got quite a bit of real estate right now as he is ahead of this battle for 2nd between Brandon Gonzalez and Daniel Schwab. Josh Perry suddenly starting to enter into this mix as well. Jack Richards, Charles Jackson back there still. They're still in contention for this thing. And Brandon Gonzalez will now come away with the 2nd position. Josh Perry will move into 3rd. Daniel Schwab suddenly starting to get shuffled back. But it is all Callum Wales out in front. Can Brandon Gonzalez close in on him and take the win? He's got 11 laps to close in on the number 31. And it looks like he may be doing so. I don't know for certain, but Brandon Gonzalez looks like he may be catching Callum Wales. I don't know. Callum Wales still continues to lead. Then in second, it's Brandon Gonzalez. Third is Josh Perry and Charles Jackson on to his best career finish so far this season. Actually, it would be his first career finish this season, as he is in fourth. Caution is now waving. And it looks like it's for the Ty Naughton machine, number 83 from Red Bull Racing, who crossed the stripe in 22nd last time by. We will first take a look and see what happened to John Dillon, and then we'll see what happened to the 83 of Ty Naughton. Alright, so this wreck occurred back on lap 25. John Dillon caught behind that slower car of Tim Walsh, who actually was a lap down in 36th position. Dillon was actually running 12th at the time of this wreck. Right there, you're going to see Tim Walsh get out of shape there, and then John Dillon's going to come up. And I don't think that's what the contact was, but he was smoking heavily. Tim Walsh spun on the backstretch though, but well, let's take a look and see if we can find out what did happen to John Dillon. Okay, this was one lap later. John Dillon going to get a little bit of contact right here with the 9 car of Josh Johnson, and up into the fence they go. And boy, Dillon took a hard lick there. So did Josh Johnson in the 9, and that is why we ended up having, that's why the 38 ended up going to the garage area. That motor absolutely toast. Now let's see what happened to the driver. If you reverse John Dillon's numbers, that would be the driver we're going to look at next, Ty Naughton in the 83. And this all happens in front of the guy who may leave as our points leader. Right here you see a little bit of contact between Ryan Acosta and Tim Fiegel, and that's what's going to turn the 83 car of Ty Naughton. Adam Chambers just barely getting by his spinning teammate. There you see Luke Walker. He'll get by on the inside. Alex Band going down into the grass to miss all this. But for the most part, really, it was just a solo car spin for Ty Naughton. But it's a tough break for him because he crossed the stripe the last time by in the 14th position. Alright, so we'll go back under green on lap 37 of 41, which means we'll have 5 laps to go. Callum Wales leads. Brandon Gonzalez is second. Josh Perry runs third. How about Charles Jackson? I can't get over the run this guy has gotten today. He really needed it, too. Charles Jackson fourth. Jack Richards is in fifth. Sixth is Daniel Schwab. Seventh is Christian Janes. Jake Johnson all of a sudden up in 8th, and Jacob Lawler up in 9th. Those two go into victory lane in the past 2 weeks. Johnson at Daytona and Lawler last week at Rockingham. 10th position is Joseph Bryan. A good run for him. He really needed it too. 2 straight DNFs for him, and he's given a good run here today. He and Charles Jackson both were in the same boat, needing good runs here at Las Vegas. Matthew Farr is in 11th. 12th is Justin Johnson. In 13th is Garrett Hay. 14th is Jeff Ehlers. And 15th is Max Reynolds. 16th is Tim Fiegel, 17th is Alex Band, 18th right now Luke Walker, 19th is Adam Chambers, and in 20th is Ryan Acosta. Go back through the top 25, Darnell Jones in 21st, 22nd is Ty Naughton, Matt Richards in 23rd, Jake Cole 24th, and Sean Galligan is up in 25th position. Green flag will come back out. And Callum Wales is going to get away from the field, it looks like. Brandon Gonzalez going to try and run him down as Charles Jackson now going to go to the inside of Josh Perry. That's for third. Now you got to wonder if a caution comes out early in this 5-lap shootout. Will we end up being able to finish this race under green, or will we end up finishing under caution? Caution ended up working out very well last week for Jacob Lawler, as he ended up taking his first career NCGMRS Discount Tire Series win. Josh Perry suddenly has moved up into the 3rd position now. Can he be the one to close in and take the win from Callum Wales? Right now it is still Wales. He has a pretty nice lead right now in that 31. Josh Perry there in 3rd, Josh Perry in 2nd, battle on for 3rd rather. Charles Jackson going to get by Brandon Gonzalez. Gonzalez now going to try and put the move to block the advances of Christian Janes, who would try and take that 4th position. Further up front, Callum Wales is being run down. Josh Perry is closing in on the Caterpillar Chevrolet. Almost the same thing we saw Brandon Gonzalez able to do, however the caution came out and pretty much slowed the momentum of the 87. Callum Wills, Josh Perry, and Charles Jackson. Looks like those are the three that are going to decide this race. Crossing the stripe with 2 laps to go. Callum Wills out in front. If Callum Wills does go to victory lane, it'd be the second time in 3 races that a Richard Childress car has gone to victory lane. Jake Johnson did it at Daytona 2 weeks ago. Still with the lead is Wales, but Josh Perry is visibly closing in on the back bumper. They'll come off turn 4. Josh Perry has one more chance to try and catch the 31. White flag in the air for Callum Wales. Charles Jackson running there in third. Josh Perry trying to close in. He's now got it down to 2 car lengths off of turn 2 and holds it there. He could try and be able to get a run here on Callum Wales. Turn 3 they come. Josh Perry closes on the back bumper. Can he get a move on the 31? Off turn 4 for the final time. It is Callum Wales going to victory lane. Richard Childress is 2 for 3 so far this season. Josh Perry in second. How about Charles Jackson third? Looks like Brandon Gonzalez is going to get credited for the 4th position. And I believe Jack Richards is going to get 5th. Nope, I think Christian James is actually 4th. Well, then let's take a look at the finishing order as this race is over. Callum Wales going to victory lane for the first time this season. And there you take a look at it. Christian James actually did finish in 4th and Jack Richards in 5th. Justin Johnson in 6th. How about Roush Fenway Racing? 3 of their 4 cars in the top 6. Good runs for the Fords here today. Brandon Gonzalez finishes in 7th. Jake Johnson in 8th. Joseph Bryan, a well-needed 9th place finish. And Jacob Lawler continues on his momentum after his win last week. He'll finish a very respectable 10th place finish. Notice there in 13th position, Adam Chambers, and 14th, Jeff Ehlers. No contact between them. So hopefully that rivalry is over as both of them come away with pretty decent finishes, 13th and 14th. And Chambers, I believe, is going to leave with the points lead. Looking further down here through the field, drivers hitting rock bottom as far as having to leave the race early. John Dillon, one of those. Diego Espina as well. Jamie Muckley, our points leader coming into this race. Justin Perry taken out, finishes in the 39th position. Robert Bann out of the race in 40th. Kenny McCrury and Anthony McCrury both out of the race as well, 41st and 42nd. Let's take a look now at the point standings. And reaping the rewards after this win is going to be Callum Wales. He's going to come into the next race as a points leader, as he has a 13-point advantage over Christian James, Adam Chambers, Justin Johnson, Justin Perry. That's the top 5. You know, Justin Perry, he didn't fall quite as far as I thought he would. He fell to 5th after wrecking out early here, coming in the points leader. So I think the biggest gainer was Brandon Gonzalez. He's up to 7th in the standings now. Man, I think it was 16th, 15th, something like that last time. Here's the rest of the standings. Look at these guys back here. Anthony McCrury has started well, not finished well. Tim Fiegel, Kenny McCrury, Diego Espina, they need to get going in a hurry. Time is definitely running out for them. A lot of guys back here actually really need to get going in our next race. So, hope that you enjoyed today's race. Hope you'll tune in for the next one, which I believe is going to come from Atlanta. And leave you with this closing thought. If the rapture happens, what's going to happen to this YouTube channel? Alright, see you guys later.